Hello and welcome. I'm Joel Rebello. Welcome to Live Mint. And today we have Tamal Badyopadhyay with us, the Deputy Managing Editor. State Bank of India, which till about a month back was the largest bank in terms of market cap, has now slipped. It has ceded its position to HDFC Bank Limited. To talk about that subject more, we have Tamal with me. What are the issues at SBI? Why has it slipped from its largest position?
Well, I guess, Joel, the market is punishing for its bad assets. State Bank of India, if you have noticed in June quarter, massive rise in net profit, 137%, and they're pretty excited about it, but not the market, because its gross non-performing assets now 4.9%, which is the highest among all banks. And in June quarter, yes, indeed, net profit has gone up very high, because there is a base effect that to some extent was responsible. A year ago, in that particular quarter, the net profit was not so high. If you leave that aside, what we have seen NPAs, the non-performing assets, have gone high. And net interest margin, NIM, is dropped, even though not much, but it has dropped. Fee income has dropped. Even CASA, the low-cost savings and current account, also dropped marginally. So all these are, these numbers are not very favorable, because it did not set aside a lot of money, as much money as it should have to take care of its loan losses, bad assets. In other words, because its provisioning was much lower than what it should have done, it could announce a very high net profit. But analysts are very clever, so they don't, they see through it, and that's what has happened.
Tamal, you met SBI Chairman Pradeep Chaudhary. What is his plan of action?
Well, the chairman is sort of, he believes that the worst is over. Things can only get better now. So what he has done is this: he has become very aggressive to recover money. For instance, in certain cases, for certain companies, they are giving a longer repayment period. That's part one. Part two, in certain cases, they have become very aggressive. They are forcing them to sell their non-core assets. He has given the names of certain companies, like Case Oils, one of them. So they are doing that. So it's a very aggressive loan recovery, very aggressive monitoring. That is one part of it. The second part of it is this: he is trying to keep the bank on a high net profit track, high growth profit track, and he's cleaning up the balance sheet. In the sense, he wants to make the bank much more tax efficient. You are saying that till recently they were paying 41% tax instead of, say, all put together 33-34%, which a corporate of India pays, a corporation pays tax. So he's taking care of that. He's taking off ECGC cover for certain export credit. He's taking SIDB cover for small credit. So de-risking the balance sheet, cleaning up the balance sheet, making it more tax efficient. For instance, as State Bank of India was not using properly the export credit window of Reserve Bank of India. So now he is using that. So, in other words, he is bringing in more efficiency to make more money and to keep the bank on a high growth profit path.
What do you think SBI is doing to regain its lost ground? How long will it take for them to regain their lost ground?
Well, Joel, it's very difficult to say how long, because there is what Pradeep Chaudhary said to some extent is correct. There's a perception issue with public sector banks, because they are the vehicle for for the government to get into all sorts of welfare activities. So in 2008, before the elections, we saw large scale 70,000 odd crore farm loan waiver. Now there has been some speculation that government before elections could go again for this. There could be also pressure by the government to cut the interest rates to prop up growth. So the public sector banks per se, all banks are suffering for it. You look at even Punjab National Bank stock. It was a darling of the bourses, but it's going down. So it's a difficult task. It's a big challenge, and at this point, I would think, both in terms of NPAs and loan restructuring, so on and so forth, private sector banks hold an edge over their counterpart in public sector as far as stock market is concerned. It will take a while.
Thank you, Tamal. There we have it. SBI no longer the largest bank by market cap. It will take a while for them to regain their lost ground. Keep watching livemint.com.